Love is a Battlefield and Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Pat Benatar fans might expect the same kind of sassy rock and roll on her new album. Well, they're in for a surprise. The new one called True Love dazzles us with a little bit of blues. Pat Benatar is with us this morning. Good morning, Pat. Good to see you again.
Thanks.
Let's talk about changes. Linda Ronstadt, all of a sudden, she did a Spanish album, big band. Paul Simon, Graceland, and all of a sudden he had African sounds. You changing a little bit more with the blues on this album. Is change a part of being an artist?
I think so. I think if you don't, strive to do that, then you stagnate and, you're doing the same thing over and over again. So I think it gets boring for us as well as the listener, so we change.
Well, when you've got a formula that is very successful, the album's flying out of the record stores, what does the record company say when you come to them with an album that's not what they're sort of used to seeing you do?
Well, they get surprised, but I don't know. I mean, I think that they understand that when you're doing something that you really love, it's in everybody's best interest. So, they pass out, we give them oxygen, and then they go.
So how did the blues and Pat Benatar come together?
Well, Neil and I have been big R&B fans for years, and we listen to it all the time, pretty much as recreational music at home. And I don't know, we were thinking about what we were going to do for this last record. He just kind of said, why don't you try and sing of this stuff? And I said, no.
And Neil is your husband, in case people don't know.
Right, and I don't know, we just started, fooling around with it and picking our favorite songs from our favorite artists, and then we just made a record.
How's it different on stage for you? When I first saw you, spandex, little leopard skin outfits.
Well, I'm old now, so,
Still beautiful, still beautiful. And I mean rocking hard with the band. You were the first woman I ever saw out front, I mean, just rocking. How is it different when you're touring with a blues band?
Well, I don't know, it rocks pretty hard. I mean, it's a different thing, but it's all connected, and especially this kind of music, since rock and roll came from this, It's great, it's fun, it's like starting over from zero, and it has subtleties that the other thing doesn't have, so it's, it's kind of interesting. You're not always on this one level, you're getting to go, in and out, so it's great, we're having a good time with it.
How's it affect your voice with the way that you sing the songs differently?
Yeah, I can talk now. It's great. After a week of doing the other thing, I'm hello. So it's great to be able to sing and not be, hoarse for a week. So.
Well, you mentioned Neil Giraldo, your husband. The first time I met the three of you, boy, 12 years ago, I believe it was, in a radio station in Detroit. You two were smooching, remember that? Kissing while we were playing the first album. And you weren't married then, but that was the beginning of it. Now, years later, it's tough enough to keep a marriage going outside of music and rock and roll. How have you kept it together? Because you're still arm in arm.
Well, I like him. That helps, He's awful cute. So, I don't know. We just, that's the only way we know. I mean, that we've been together forever and only in this capacity. So we don't, I mean, it's not, it's not perfect all the time. I mean, it's, you don't really have anyone to go to when you got, you're mad at who you're working with because you're working with him, that kind of, same for him. But I don't know, we have it's so incestuous, our relationship, musically, and, we have our daughter and, just our private life and everything, so, but we really like each other, so that helps a lot.
All right, well, tell him I said hi.
I will.
Pat, a pleasure to see you as always. True Love is the album, and it's a hot one, too.
Thanks
for being with us.
Thanks.
We'll be back.
True love, you can't buy it. No. It ain't like nothing else. True love, you really ought to try it. You owe it to yourself to get you some.